They could buy anything. Instead, they track subscriptions, avoid waste, and budget like they're broke. Here's why discipline builds billions. You would think that once you become a billionaire, you'd stop caring about the price of breakfast, right? Wrong. Hey, welcome back to lIHITRO Bank. My name is Adam. Some of the richest people on the planet are more obsessed with tracking their money than most middle-class families. And this isn't some quirky personality trait. This is exactly how they got rich and stayed rich while everyone else is spending themselves into oblivion. Here's the mind-blowing paradox. The ultra-wealthy are often way more frugal than people making $50,000 a year. While regular folks are upgrading their phones every year, leasing cars they can't afford, and buying clothes to impress people they don't like, billionaires are clipping coupons and driving the same car for a decade. Let that sink in for a second. People with unlimited money are choosing to live like they don't. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. Let me repeat that. $100 billion. He could buy literally anything he wants. A private island, a fleet of jets, a mansion in every country. Instead, he lives in the exact same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. That house today is worth around $1.4 million, which sounds expensive until you realize he could buy 100,000 of those houses and still have money left over. He drives modest cars. And here's the kicker. He eats McDonald's breakfast almost every single morning. His most expensive order? $3.17 for a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. If the stock market is down that day, he goes cheaper and gets the $2.95 option instead. You might be thinking, okay, that's just Warren Buffett. He's eccentric. But this pattern shows up everywhere among the ultra-wealthy. Bill Gates used McDonald's coupons when traveling with Buffett in Hong Kong. Think about that. Two of the richest men in the world are using fast food coupons. Sarah Michelle Gellar, worth $30 million, openly admits she'll never stop using coupons no matter how rich she gets. These aren't broke people trying to survive. These are people who could retire their entire family tree, and they're still hunting for deals. So, why do billionaires track every single dollar when they have billions? Because they understand something most people don't. Every wasted dollar is a dollar not compounding. Every subscription you forgot about is money that could be invested and growing. Every impulse purchase is stealing from your future self. The wealthy see money as soldiers. Every dollar has a job. And letting dollars sit around doing nothing, or worse, bleeding out through lifestyle creep, is unacceptable to them. Here's what blows my mind. Studies show that millionaires spend less on groceries than the average American family. The average millionaire spends $412 a month on groceries. The average American family, $647. That means regular people are spending 57% more on food than millionaires. How does that make any sense? Because wealthy people aren't trying to impress anyone at the grocery store. They're not buying organic everything or the fanciest brands. They're buying what they need and moving on. And it's not just about being cheap. It's about discipline. The psychology here is fascinating. When you track small expenses, you build discipline around all financial decisions. The person who can't say no to a $5 coffee every day is the same person who can't say no to a $40,000 car they don't need or a vacation they can't afford. Small discipline creates big discipline. That's why billionaires use the same budgeting tools regular people use. Apps like Mint, or You Need a Budget, or Copilot Money to track every expense. They want to see where their money goes, even if they have more money than they could spend in 10 lifetimes. But let me be clear about something. Frugality is not deprivation. Warren Buffett isn't suffering because he eats at McDonald's. He genuinely loves it. That's the secret. Rich people spend intentionally on things that matter to them and ruthlessly cut everything that doesn't. Buffett doesn't care about fancy cars, so he drives a regular one. But he'll spend millions on philanthropy because that matters to him. Intentional spending versus unconscious bleeding. The biggest wealth killer isn't making too little money. It's lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, so you upgrade your apartment. You get a promotion, so you lease a nicer car. You get a bonus, so you start eating out more. Before you know it, you're making twice as much as you used to, but Somehow, you have less money in the bank. That's lifestyle inflation, and it destroys more wealth than any stock market crash ever could. Billionaires avoid this trap by maintaining the same lifestyle even as their wealth explodes. Here's what money actually solves when you're frugal like the rich. Unconscious spending leaks. Those little subscriptions you forgot about that add up to hundreds per month. The impulse buys that feel harmless but cost thousands per year. The keeping up with the Joneses mentality that turns your income into an expense matching machine. When you track everything like billionaires, do you plug those leaks? And suddenly you have money to actually invest and build wealth instead of wondering where your paycheck went every month. So here's your challenge, and I want you to really think about this. Track every single dollar you spend for the next 30 days. Not to judge yourself, not to feel guilty, just to see where your money actually goes. I guarantee you'll find at least 2 or 3 places where you're bleeding money without even realizing it. Subscriptions you don't use. Purchases you don't remember making. Habits that cost way more than you thought. That awareness is the first step to building the kind of discipline that creates real wealth. The billionaires figured this out early. You don't get rich by making a lot of money. You get rich by keeping a lot of money. And you keep money by knowing exactly where every dollar goes and making sure each one has a purpose. That's not being cheap. That's being smart. And if it works for people with billions, it'll definitely work for you. If this opened your eyes to how the truly wealthy think about money, smash that subscribe button, because we're breaking down the real strategies that build generational wealth. Comment below and tell me what's one expense you're going to start tracking more carefully. I'll see you in the next one where we talk about why rich people are obsessed with time more than money.